Okay, this is my project for lab 4 for EE 104. And this is my Mercedes CIU final modification. So I've been building this for a while, and this is the final result. So if you look here, we were supposed to model, what were we supposed to do? Provide link, what is this? Okay, numerical modeling. And I ended up using this equation with the airbag right here. And then you can see right here, let me put this in here. It's like I forgot to write this. See, modeled with the equation. Okay, cool. Save that. All right, so if you look here, I made 3 graphs and then I added a max. That way you can look at the different d value, and then the d value corresponds to different values of time. It's like the change essentially. And then I took this equation and then I integrated it here. And then I kind of gave it some bounds right here. 160 is the range I'm looking for. And then ideally you want to shoot for 50. This one right here is the closest. And if you look at the green graph, you get the best results, somewhere between like 40 and 50. And then I put 3 graphs here for comparison. And then this one is a little complex. I built the ERU with IXCU, and then I added 3 different constants right here. Essentially, I know we were supposed to do like beds and respirators and nurses and doctors, but I felt like it was better doing it with outflow, and then like each of these like changes right here: outflow rate from ER to EU, outflow rate from ICU to discharge, from ICU to death. I feel like all of the equipment kind of corresponds. And so my way of thinking was these constants kind of included nurses, doctors, equipment. And then I needed to show cases of saturation. So how I can implement that is by adding values here. So right now, the ER is, it gets saturated at 1 around this point. That's the saturation point. So then I can also specify, hey, look, let's saturate, which one was it? DH1. Let's see. I think it's DH1. I think it's this one. Okay, and then I can saturate this guy right here. 0. There we go. And then as you can see right here, once this gets saturated, they're going to start filling up people in the ICU, and then that's going to get saturated. And then I really liked having discharge here. I kind of just added it because I feel like patients are always going to be leaving. You know what I mean? So they're not going to consistently stay, and they're always going to be like discharged. We're not going to like perpetually keep like thousands and thousands of patients in the same room. But that's cool. And then I kind of built it differently here. I made like slightly different variations. So this is another way of building it and implementing it. And then it says right here, like, I put the graphs here. Scenario 1, no saturation. Scenario 2, ER and ICU are saturated. And then scenario 3, only ICU and is saturated. So like, see, I'll pop this up so you can get a better look at this. Darkness. Oh, actually, no, that's not the one. Okay, here we go. There we go. Yeah, so then this is the ER and then the ICU, and then discharge. And then this is when there's no saturation. I feel like that's not accurate because it looks like it's going to get saturated right around this point. I feel like for it to be completely not saturated, it would just be a consistent line. And then these are like different values. And then this is scenario 2, ER and ICU are saturated, and it looks like around this point here, there's like a little bit of saturation. And then this is supposed to be only ICU saturated, like around here, which honestly I don't agree with that for my definition of saturation from what I learned, but that's what the plot consistently kept saying. So, and then I did another version here, and I wanted to implement 4 scenarios. I built this one entirely different. I used different concepts, unlike the one I used, just entirely trying to figure out from lectures. So I built this guy here. And then this gives you 4 scenarios. And I feel like this is slightly more accurate. Neither of it is saturated. As you can see right here, it's climbing, climbing. It'll get saturated up until this point, but neither of these are saturated. And then over here, only ER is saturated. That means up at this point right here, it's, fully saturated. You can't really have any more patients. And then right here, everything is saturated. Or sorry, not everything. Only you can't really see because of the bounds I labeled. What did I make the bounds? Where did I put that? Essentially, I made it 10. If I make it to a rate of 2, then you would see that it won't get saturated here. I mean, it'll be consistently saturated, but then this right here, like, I'm not sure what that outlier is. I'm just gonna chalk it up with like, I don't know, it's like an outlier. And then this is both ER and ICU saturated right here. But yeah, it's hard to tell. Like if I guess I should have shrunk these, but I mean, I've been working on this for a while and I've made like 3 different versions. I'm not really sure if I'm doing it right. Yeah, well, that's my stuff for that one. And then this is the game I built. Let me see if I can get this to run. Cool. Oh, nope, not cool. All right, reset the console. Let's do it again. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So how I did this was I made 3 different groups. And then I made, you start with 5 dots, and as you connect all the dots, it'll like increase in difficulty. And then I made max misses too. That means if you click 2 times, like out of bounds, like it'll close the program. So that kind of like, before it was just like perpetually going. You couldn't really close out of it. And then I also changed the color of the line just to kind of give it like a little bit more of a brighter tone. Like, make it seem like you get a pop. And then right here are where I added the misses. Like all of this would have to be implemented in the mouse, on the mouse click. So like collision, it's detected if like a mouse is on a dot. If I click that dot, essentially it's detecting a collision. So then all I have to do is connect the dots, and once I collect them, boom, we're at the next level. And then you have a different segment of dots to collect, and then I connect these guys. And then now we're at level 3, and then I can connect. Oh, I missed that one up. I have to do it over again. Oh no, it looks okay. Let me try it one more time. Now, this Pygame software is kind of buggy. Okay, let's try it one more time. 1, 5, cool, and then I connect. Oh, messed up. Okay, looks like there's a little problem with it. It was working before. Essentially what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to let's see, let me try one more time. Okay. So connecting 6, 7, 8, go. And there we go. Yeah. Okay. So it connects. Yep. So I changed their groups. I changed the dot colors. I added more actors, and I tried to group it. And then I added like misses to it, so that way if you like click the black area, it closes. And then What else? Yeah, that's basically it. That's I added this, but I guess I didn't really complete the function. I wanted to add like spruce it up and add text to the screen. I really didn't know how. I was going off of the textbook, but that wasn't really helpful. Yeah, so that's my stuff so far. Yeah, I had a little bit more time. I try to like spruce this up. But we'll see what I can do. Like, given more time.